So we've got that cured now. Don't wipe off the sticky layer. We're going to use some transfer foil. The foil that we're going to use, we're going to wipe over the back of the foil with the gel residue wipe off solution. Now this helps to clean it up. Don't be tempted to use any other solution. You can't use acetone or anything like that, it'll destroy the foil. This is really going to clean it up and make it easier to apply. Make sure that that's fully evaporated so you can see how that's going now. It needs to go matte again. You're not cleaning that side, and we're applying it with the matte silver side down. You're just going to use pressure with your thumb, and then you're going to pull it off like that. Check it over if you need to do any other bits. So now can you imagine if we hadn't taken off the sticky layer from these baubles? It would have stuck to those as well, and that's what we don't want. We can use a silver one now and do the tops of the baubles. Now with your gel brush, just need a tiny bit of gel residue wipe-off solution on it. Then what we're going to do is we're going to clean, straighten these up nice and straight. So if it's gone too wide, or if any of it's stuck anywhere else on the nail that you didn't want it to stick, you can clean that up with a bit of the solution. Right, what we're going to do now is going to use the white paint again. A little bit of water into that. I want it to flow really nicely. And we're just going to do this, paint this as if it's just hanging. Same here. Now with this glass one that we've done, I'm just going to slightly highlight it, highlight a little bit of shine with the white paint. As if the light's just catching it. A few little dots. Starting at the bottom, working your way up. Now as I look at this, I feel like this is a little bit empty at the bottom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put another little row of beads. So you always need to look at the composition of your design and make sure that everything flows nicely. So I definitely feel like it just needs something here. So if that comes from underneath there, bring that right up the side. Then we need to continue this. up and through the other ones. Don't forget your little dots. Starting at the bottom, working your way up. And now what we're going to do is we're going to seal that. Then we're going to do a 3D bow. You don't need to go over these baubles. Just going to go skip around those for now. We're sealing in the foil and the other paintwork. The only bit you need to go over is the little highlight that we've done on this bauble, on the glass bauble. We pop that into the lamp for 2 minutes. So for the bow, we're going to use Golden Girl acrylic powder and metallic gold. Slightly different golds they are. I'm also going to use the high speed acrylic liquid because I want it to set up quite quick. This is an awesome liquid to do 3D with. So you can see there's a bit of a difference between the two golds. So we can create a little bit of depth as well and highlight. .3D brush. So we're going to make a sort of a very soft diamond shape. It's not going to be a massive bow. So this is going to fold in half here. So this will be the size of your bow. While that's setting a little bit, start the other one. It's quite a medium dry bead. You want pretty much the same thing as we've just done. Get it as close as you can, size-wise, because you want each side of the bow to look in proportion. Wet that section with your brush and you can start to fold. Go underneath with a damp brush, dampened with your liquid. I'm going to fold this over. You can't do it too early. I'm sort of testing this part now to see if it's ready. Just doing it gently. So we can go for it now. So your brush is dampened. We're going to wet this section here so it sticks. We release this first part of the bow and then we're going to attach it to the other part with a little bead. Pick that up, slide it to it. All I'm using that for is to attach the bows together. Doesn't need to be too big. It only needs to be a little bead really, just so it attaches together. Kind of like you're gluing them together with the acrylic. And then we're going to do the middle. I'm going to use some of the Golden Girl powder for this. press it out, pull it in, what you want is these two sections raised. Now you can create that just by pulling the powder, well, the liquid of powder in. Just pull the acrylic in. See, as you flatten it out, it's flat. And now you get it, pull it in, you create like a little fold through the centre. Pull this off. Don't do it too early, don't do it too late. Pop that on there. Fold one side round, then the other. So that's looping over the centre. You can get your brush underneath and just raise it a little bit so it makes it even more realistic. Going to get a little bit of the Golden Girl powder wet and just kind of paint with it just through the middle of that bow. Just going to give it some sparkle and a little bit of depth. You can go into your bows and slightly open them out. Because we've done them so thin, they will still move for a little bit. You probably would have thought, oh, that would be solid by now, but it will move a little bit. So you can make sure that they're nice and open. What we're going to do now is we're going to attach this to the nail. A little bit of clear acrylic powder. A little bit of clear. We're using it like glue to adhere the bow. You can pick it up with the brush if you can. Place that on. Just going to get a little bit more acrylic just so I know that it's stuck. A bit wet, just so it runs underneath a little bit. So doing the tails, what would be then you want to just draw it down into the direction that you want to go. Make sure it attaches ever so slightly, just touching that bow. So now I'm pressing this out so it looks like it's falling down. Next side, only small beads these are. I'm not bleeding them out because I want them to be able to work them quite easy and be able to draw them down. So again, make sure it's attached just ever so slightly and start to press into your powder when it's ready. Don't start to press in it too early. Just creating a bit of a wave. Tiny bit of the Golden Girl powder again. And then what we're going to do is add a tiny bit of paint, which is just going to highlight the bow and make it look even more realistic. And then we'll add a tiny bit more paint to the baubles as well. We're not quite finished with them. So a bit of white paint, also a little bit of gold. So using the white paint, a little bit of water. We're going to highlight the edges of the bow. Quite lightly. This is just going to bring out the shape a little bit more. And a little bit down this centre fold here. Just highlight that. I've highlighted the tails to the bow. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of highlight onto these baubles, but you can also add things like little snowflakes or designs. What I'm going to do with this one is just highlight it. But then this one here, just going to put a little design on it. The paint that we've done on the bow, we're going to seal that with brush on glue. So we don't want it to go too shiny. I wouldn't do it with gel, it just takes away the whole look of that. And then we're just going to get the Mega Gloss sealer gel and just seal the very top of your baubles that we've painted on. Put that into the lamp for 2 minutes and then we're pretty much nearly done. So that's cured now, so that's sealed in the painters on those baubles. All we need to do now is add a little bit of cuticle oil. Massage that in. That's your Christmas bauble design with a 3D bow. All finished.